It's Tuesday, February 4th, 2014. Good morning, I'm forecaster Mark Spencer from NeoWeather.com. We have a lot to cover today. Clouds increase through the day ahead of a major winter storm system that's going to affect us this evening and Wednesday morning. The big question, of course, how much snow will we see? Get all of the details and much more starting right now. We're tracking our next snowstorm on the NeoWeather 3D Max Doppler radar this morning. It's a pretty big system. It extends from just about St. Louis through much of Kansas and Oklahoma down into the northern panhandle of Texas this morning. And the low pressure system is pretty much right over Oklahoma City right now. And that's going to track our way later tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Behind it, temperatures are colder. You're in the single digits. And we have some negative numbers, of course, up into the northern Rockies. We're not going to get that cold, but we are going to see some single digits overnight in the next few nights. Where is it warm at? Well, it's finally warming up here along the Gulf Coast. We got some 40s and even some 50s and 60s. And look at that. We got low and middle 70s this morning across the southern portion of Florida. They're finally back there. Across our area this morning, it's chilly out this morning. We do have a thin high layer of clouds, so that kept temperatures from going much lower, but we're at 12 in Cleveland, 10 Lorain, 9 at Sandusky, 4 at Ashtabula, the cold spot this morning where I think it's still clear. Youngstown's at 12, Akron Canton 14, 15 Worcester and Mansfield, and 19 in Dover, New Philadelphia. Temperatures will rise into the upper 20s today. We're going to see some sun with clouds increasing through the day ahead of this next snowstorm that's going to begin affecting us this evening. Okay, so here's the setup for tonight and into Wednesday morning. As we get through the day here, we're going to see the storm approach. Here we are at 7 p.m. Where we have snow entering western Ohio. It's going to pick up pretty quick, too. It'll be a heavy burst of snow coming through. By 10 o'clock, it's affecting much of our area. So generally, 8 to 10 p.m. west to east across the area is when we're looking at the snow to pick up. And then we're going to go through the nighttime here. And here we are at about 5 a.m., the low pressure system just to the south and east of Cincinnati. And there's also one developing over here off the east coast. And that's important because we could see a transfer of energy. And basically, we're seeing it here from one low to another. And that could pull the moisture or the snow out of here a little bit sooner than anticipated, depending on when that happens. So we'll have to keep an eye on that very closely. By the morning here, this is 7 a.m., we have a mixed bag of precipitation across the area from snow north to freezing rain and sleet south. We'll take a look at where that looks to set up. Then everything goes back to snow, and then here we are at about the commute home, 4 or 5 o'clock during the day. Just some light snow showers around the area, and that would be about it. So now what are we looking at in terms of precipitation type? Now, you cannot take this map verbatim, but it does give a good idea as to where things look to set up. We'll zoom in a little bit. And then we have snow across the area. Notice the pink, that's freezing rain. The green is rain. And in the orange color, you see could be some sleet. So interesting note here, this is 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. This model has the freezing rain getting all the way up to I-76, which is something I've mentioned a couple days ago to some of other forecasters as a possibility. I don't know if it's going to go that far. I think US 62 is probably a little bit better bet, but we'll keep a very close eye on it. It could get a little bit further north again, depending on the exact track of the low. And then this pulls out of here pretty much, again, by afternoon. Could be a little leftover freezing rain around 10, 11 o'clock, maybe even lunchtime perhaps, right along the border. It'll all depend on the track of the low. And again, when that energy transfer happens, if it happens, as to how soon the precipitation gets out of here. We'll take a look at snowfall totals in just a moment. Our high yesterday was 26 degrees, was a full 10 degrees below our average high of 36. Our record high today, 65, the record low, -10. No snow for yesterday. We're at 2.5 inches for the month. Sunrise is at 7:35 a.m. and sunset is at 5:47 p.m. We do have a winter storm warning now in effect across the entire NeoWeather coverage area through Wednesday afternoon. Snowfall totals will be greater than 6 inches in some spots, but also much of the snow is going to come down in a very short time frame, and we're going to be dealing with some mixed precipitation, possibly some icing in a few locations. Where's all that going to happen at? Well, I think the 6 to 10 inches of snow here is going to fall pretty much along the lake shore, generally from much of Lake County through the Cleveland metro area, and then points west, Lorain, Elyria, Wellington, out towards Sandusky and Norwalk. 6 to 10 inches there possible. 4 to 8 inches, though, for the majority of us, however. And then as you get along and south of the U.S. Route 62 corridor there, you're going to see lesser snow amounts, 2 to 4 inches of snow possible, and that's because some freezing rain or sleet could mix into this area, and it's looking fairly likely for that to happen right now as well. So we could see a light glaze of ice in this location if it persists for a while. Right now, I'm only expecting it to last about 3 hours. Generally around 4 or 5 a.m. I think is when it'll occur. Should be done by about 7 to 8 o'clock for the most part, and then we'll go back to snow. Now, the amounts are going to vary a little bit depending on the exact track of the low. We're also watching to see if it develops a low off the east coast. If it does, that could pull some of the moisture out here a little bit quicker, meaning lesser snowfall amounts. So it's something I have to keep an eye on, but much of the snow is going to fall pretty much overnight Tuesday and early Wednesday morning. So it's going to come down in a hurry. It's going to be heavy at times as well. The Wednesday morning commute is going to be an absolute mess, and school closings are likely. You want to make sure you stay right here at NeoWeather.com for the very latest. We bring you updates throughout the day and, of course, throughout Wednesday. Now, our forecast for today, not too bad today. We'll call it mainly sunny this morning with clouds increasing through the day. Our high 28. Winds will be out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so that will make it feel a little bit cooler out there. We're going to start your morning off at 7 a.m. with mainly sunny skies, though it's going to be pretty chilly right around 12. We're up to 23, though, by 11 a.m. with partly cloudy skies, 28 at 2 p.m., and mainly cloudy for your commute home, 28 at 5 p.m. Overnight tonight, the snow hits. We'll call it mostly cloudy at 7 p.m. Snow should start after that, around 8 o'clock or so, with snow continuing through the night. By 5 a.m., there'll be snow to the north and mixed to the south, perhaps. We drop to 24. That's going to be early. Then temperatures are going to bump up a few degrees as we get closer to daybreak. Winds will be out of the northeast early, shifting to the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. They could gust up to 25 miles an hour at times, so you'll have some blowing snow out there. Visibilities will get reduced at times too. Accumulations overnight generally across the area 4 to possibly as much as 8 inches. Over the next 7 days, I couldn't find any warm weather to put on here, unfortunately, so we're going to stay in the 20s for the next 7 days. Morning snow on Wednesday should be done by lunchtime. We'll call it an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow perhaps. High about 27. The bottom drops out Wednesday night as skies begin to clear out. We drop to around 8 degrees, up to 21 on Thursday at the mix of sun and clouds, and then high pressure moves in. That's going to create for some chilly overnight lows or just above 0, 4 or 5 degrees there Thursday night and Friday night. Friday, though, mostly sunny, 22. Clouds increase through the day on Saturday ahead of another system coming through, possibly Saturday night into Sunday. Our high will be 24. Some snow possible Saturday night into Sunday ahead of yet maybe another snowstorm. It's too early to tell what's going to happen with this system as models really don't agree. I want to make sure you stay right here for the latest, 28. And then we kick off next week, mainly cloudy, still cool, 23 degrees. And it looks pretty unsettled as we go into the middle of February. So many changes are going to come to this forecast. Stay right here at NeoWeather.com for the very latest.